Hey, this is Allison. I was hanging out in my space to craft and I wanted to play with some of my new purchases, my new tools. So this is my gel plate. Once I take that plastic off it, hopefully we'll get rid of that ring light glare. But I pulled out some stencils and some distress oxides. I'm not sure if it's going to work at this point, but I just wanted to play with it and figure out sort of how to use it. I know there's a lot of videos, but there's nothing like firsthand experience, right? So I thought I'd just play with it. Pulled out my cutting mat so I can just use my little silicone mat in case I get stuff smushed everywhere. So I pulled out some of the new pastels. So the oxides are new too. That was in my recent haul. So I pulled out a yellow, a light teal, which is the, oh, I can't even remember the name of it now. And I'm just going to play around with it and see if I can get these to layer up. I think you need to sort of let them dry. I think this would have worked out better had I let it dry. But I'm just playing around and I'm going to try out some techniques. I pull out this, it's called Fine Tool. And I'm just going over that to try and pick up some of the yellow. And then we're going to try the other colors. Green is next. One thing I did notice that this green and this yellow, there's not a big contrast between them. It probably would have been more effective had I had something with a little more contrast. So here I'm just putting it down through the stencil. Just trying to get some textures on there, basically. And I probably could have let this sit for longer because it does smush it around a bit. And I don't mind the little lines. I think that might make it interesting. And I'm just going to go for it and put down a piece of paper. This is some relatively inexpensive smooth cardstock, 8.5 by 11. And so you can see I have those lines. I'm kind of pleased with that. I'm thinking about what to do next. What I'm going to do is get another piece of paper and see if I can put the stencils straight onto a piece of paper to use the ink that's on those stencils. I think that's what I try and do. Oh, I'm going to try and see if I can make this flower work. It doesn't work this way. It might have worked had I had ink on there and then lifted it up using the flower, but it didn't work this way. It just looked like a big splotchy mess. So that was a fail. It's okay. It'll be all right. So I'm still trying to figure out kind of what I'm doing, where I'm heading. And this, I think, is the marigold color, kind of a peachy orange. Now I probably should have let this dry a little bit, but it is picking up. So I'm doing this as a second layer on that piece of paper, and we'll see how it looks now. And I'm kind of happy with it. So I'm getting that kind of layered look that gel plates are known for. And here I'm going to do another impression to see what came up, and not much came up at all. You can see a little bit of the pink on there, but I'm just then spritzing the stencils, and then I'm going to lay them down and see if we can get some of the ink off it and get more texture onto it, which works. So you get double duty out of it. So I'm just spritzing it with water to activate it. And this one, I don't get quite as full a coverage on the paper. So same color combinations, and I realized I didn't have any really any green on there at this point. So then I'm going to take my new fan brush. So I'm using all sorts of new stuff here today. And then adding some sprinkles, some green sprinkles. And I didn't really get any of the turquoise on here. I don't remember if I add that after or not. But I like the look of the different patterns on there. That's when I realized I hadn't done any turquoise. So let's add some turquoise, and I'm going to brayer the turquoise on there. Just trying to clean that brayer a little bit between. Just to try and get a little bit of a splotchy look. Salvaged patina, that's the name of that color. It came to me finally. All right, so that's my first attempt. Not too bad. I think I can do better next time. We'll see. I might want to try it with regular inks rather than the oxide inks. I don't know what difference that might make. I do like the layering that you can get with the oxide inks. So now I'm going to grab some acrylic paints. These just happen to be what were sitting in my craft room. My daughter had used them for her senior overalls. And I think we use them maybe for some other projects. So I've got some pinks, a white, and a gold. And I'm going to try and make some backgrounds that I can use for thank you cards for her. So in this video, I'm going to make the backgrounds, and then in another video is where I have put the making the cards. So I'm just splotching the gold. So I did pretty full coverage of the gold, and this is going to be in the front. I probably should have done this a different way. I probably should have put the paint onto the stencil and then put the stencil onto the mat if I wanted the finer mesh. But I did it this way to get some more gold splotches in the background. And it works okay. It works okay, but I might want to try it the other way just to see how it works. So it's still a little splotchy. But you do get that netted image from the stencil. And I should have taken this stencil at this moment and put it in water. Learn from my mistakes, because now I have a gold stencil. it did not all come off. So now I'm just going to put all the different pinks, just small dots of it all over. Just cleaning the brayer a bit. And not as many of these brighter dots because it's pretty vibrant, so I figure it'll stretch out. So this is going to be sort of the background. And I'm not worried about completely full coverage. It's going on white paper. It's okay if a little white shows through. And we're going to do an impression, first impression here. And I'm going to apply a little more pink to it. And on this one, I think I might even add a little bit of white as well. I'm not sure. It takes me a moment to open that paint. It was a new paint. Yeah, a little bit of white. And then I'm going to rebrayer it. I love making a mess. So this is the second impression. And it still honestly has plenty of gold in it. So now I'm just spritzing it with a little water to reactivate some of it. Just adding a few little pink off of the brayer. It's already on the brayer there. And there's the third one. And I might even like the third one the best. I don't know. So this did leave some impression in my gel plate of the gold in particular. Apparently that gold is super strong. I used, I think I even used some stamp cleaner, but it's pretty clean, but at least it doesn't look pristine anymore, which means it's starting to look loved. So I'm gonna set that aside and we'll take a look at what I got done. So this one you can see is more pink forward, if you will. Just still cleaning up. So I go off and clean the that tulle stencil, and you can see it's a little bit stained from that gold paint, but that's fine. It still works. It's clean, it's just stained. And here we have 3 sheets, almost all, well, they weren't quite dry at this point, but 3 sheets that I can use to make some cards for my daughter. And I have already made 6 cards. I will get 12 cards out of these 3 pieces of paper. So that's really fun. And then here's one with some lighter pastels, and then one that's more full coverage. So I'm going to look forward to making cards out of those. Please come back and join me. I'm going to make some cards out of this, and I've got some pages coming up too. Thanks.